Okay. Now, you actually carry a Bible around, or at least at one point you did.
Mm-hmm. I got a Bible at my house sitting right next to my bed.
Okay. Now, why carry a Bible around? What's the meaning behind that?
As an artist, like I said, shit get crazy, and you gotta have some type of faith. Like you gotta have some type of faith. Whether if you're like, and your spirituality is very important. So whether if you're doing crystals, you're meditating, you're doing yoga, or even if you're praying every day, it's very important because shit get crazy and you need some type of balance. So I feel like it's for me. If that's gonna make me feel like a little bit that everything's gonna be okay, then I'd rather just keep it with me.
Well, you actually have a cross tattooed on your chest.
Right.
And I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but it's similar to the cross that Tupac had on his back.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh, you know that? You want to see what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh, it sure is. Wow. That's fire. That's lit, Vlad. I like that. You done gave me a new story.
There you go.
Lit.
I mean, when I first saw it, that's the first thing I thought of. But I'm also like a Tupac super fan, and I've interviewed everyone around him.
I like it.
So that's the first thing I thought. But I think most people probably don't think the same way.
Nah, hell no. It's the first time I ever heard that shit. I like it.
There you go. You got another story around your tattoo.
That means something. Like, that's fly. That's real fly.
And then under your chest, it says, all those who wander are lost?
Yeah, not all those who wander are
not
lost.
all those
That was
who
my
wander.
first one. I got that when I was 16.
Okay.
Yeah. I got that because it was a point where, I was young and misguided, and, when my mom and dad separated, and I'm the only girl, I'm my dad's baby, so a lot of the choices I made, he didn't really agree with. But I always told him, like, just relax. Like, I know what I'm doing. Feel me? I'm not no dummy. So that's where the whole not all those who wander came in. It was a famous quote, and I just really stuck by it.
Okay. Then you have chosen one tattooed?
Nah, I got God's gift on me.
God's gift, sorry.
Yeah.
God's gift.
I am the chosen one, though. But
you said that before.
Yeah.
I got it mixed up.
For sure.
So you got God's gift. Why is that?
Because I'm God's gift. I feel like not everybody gets the blessings. Not everybody gets the same blessings, right? So it's times where I wake up every single day, I feel like I'm a superhero. And it almost drives me crazy because I'd be like, damn, like, God chose me. And it's rare for for the things that happen in my life, for it to happen to anyone. So I just be thinking, like, I'm really God's gift. And it's true, God favors. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that he don't favor you or he's not going to go ahead, but it's all about God's timing, and his timing is just always on time. And for me, being God's gift, he gives me the best fucking guidance when it comes to being on time with shit. Tell you that much.
Well, and then what I find to be your most interesting tattoo is it could be worse.
Yeah.
You don't usually see that tattoo on people. Now, God's gift and a cross, I've seen those tats before, but not it could be worse. Tell me the story behind that one.
So it was this person or whatever. It was like really, really, really close friend to me, like really meant a lot to me, and got the same tattoo. And I got inspired, and I'm just like, yo, like, that shit is so fly, because like when you write it yourself and then they tattoo your handprint, like, this is my writing. So it's just like, it ain't like a perfect tattoo. It could always be, it could be worse. It's like, that shit's just lit. I don't know. And it stuck with me. And then also, of course, it could be worse. That falls into patience. Like, I have a hard time with understanding patience. So it could be worse. Reminding myself that is very important.
Yeah, well, it's there for the rest of your life to always remind you that.
Yeah, we're lit.
And then you have a bunch of other tattoos as well.
Yeah.
Are you all done?
Nah, I was trying to go I was supposed to get the koi fish like a couple of days ago, but this motherfucker had to turn around, do some whole other shit. And about it, and I was just like, I'm going to sleep. So I don't know. This week I'm scheduled to get tatted.
Okay.
I don't like to rush, I really like to think about it and really make sure this is what I want to do before I put it on my body.
Well, when you were dating Trippie has a bunch of face tattoos. He's one of the main guys, I think, that really kind of popularized face tats. Do you plan on getting your face done?
Nah,
Nah?
I don't plan on getting no face tats.
That's what's up.
My shit is like,
I'm not a big fan of face tattoos.
it's not for everybody, you know? I feel like, but also too, what's also important is you got to pay attention to the tats. Like one thing about homies tats is they all had like little meanings or whatever. And it was just something that was never, like you never seen before, you know? Like besides little crosses or whatever and shit like that, the love scars and the fucking oomph and all that shit is the scar. Like, I feel like that shit's fly. When you got some type of meaning behind it and it really, it looked good, like, I think it works.
Yeah, now I remember Lil Uzi Vert, he had this interview where he said something interesting. He said that he applied for this job and he didn't get it. And then he realized, you know something, I don't want to work a job. So right afterwards, he went to the tattoo parlor and got his face all tatted up and said, okay, this is going to make sure that I don't get a 9-to-5 job. So I got to make this music shit work.
That's lit.
Because no one's going to hire me looking like this.
That's lit. I actually respect it.
Yeah.
I like it. I feel like it creates a character. I feel like, you know, when you play in a video game or like whether if you're playing The Sims or whatever it is, like you could always just create a character. Like we all have alter egos. Whether people motherfuckers be like, Coi Leray is Coi Leray. I'm me. I'm the artist. Like this, that, and the third. But realistically, like we wasn't born like that, right? We eventually, who we became is something like we developed as we learned, we gathered a whole bunch of inspiration and now it makes us who the fuck we are. So I feel like if you could be creative and make that shit, if it makes you, rock that shit. You feel me? Even the motherfuckers in jail with motherfucking face tats and all that other shit. And I fuck with it. You feel me? I don't care. Like, I feel like it's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have a high degree of bravery and confidence.
You gotta have confidence. You gotta own that shit. Don't get no face tats and be like, oh, I regret it because I can't get no job now. Like, be the Uzi nigga type and be like, yo, I'm gonna get these tats so I'll make sure I don't get a job. I'm gonna grind my ass off. Like, that makes, feel me?
Except sometimes it doesn't work out.
Nah, sometimes it don't work out for everybody neither. So make sure you know, life's about choices. Make the motherfucking best one. Because.
Right. Because there's
a guy.
Don't want to
get no.
Yeah. There's a guy that works the Jack in the Box by my house who's got a bunch of face tats. And I'm like, I don't think this was what you planned to do with your life.
Yeah,
you
got
these tats.
See, come on. It's fucked up.
Yeah, I think, what was it? Daylight, who was a regular guest on my show, he said that rappers with face tats who have 9-to-5 jobs can't afford Wi-Fi, which is why they're working.
No, that's not true. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like if you want to get, it's the people that get face tats to be like, yo, I'm gonna get a face tat to you know what I'm saying? I'm like, gee, I got it on my face, or yo, that's what like following the trend. Like if that's what your type of time on, then you're gonna live by the karma behind that shit and probably end up nowhere. But if you just, if it's an organic thing and it's just like, yo, I really want to get oomph on my face, like I really want to get fucking little Uzi under my eye, like. I don't know, if you really feel like that and then next thing you know, you become that, then I feel like this okay.
Yeah, I interviewed Wi-Fi's funeral and he was telling me how with his face tats, he said as a little kid, he actually drew himself and had all those face tats at like 10 years old. You know, this wasn't something that just came by when he was a rapper later on. Like
his tats are cool too. I feel like, you know, when you, especially like when you got the little color, he got some like red shit and shit on his face. I feel like his tats is fly.
Right, you guys have worked together.
Yeah, we did it. So we just shot a video. It's fire.
Okay, yeah, he's dope. It was probably like, that was one of my most emotional interviews.
Yeah.
Speaking to him, yeah, he cried in the middle of the interview. I don't know if you saw it or not.
Nah, I'm gonna check it out.
We're talking about XXXTentacion.
Aww,
and then he just kind of, at one point he just broke down in tears.
Aww.
Talking about his best friend, essentially. And then he just talked about all the mental struggles he went through, the suicide attempts and everything. It was just one of those like...
Shit gets hard, bruh.
Yeah.
But one thing about him, he's in a good space and his shit is lit. Like, I don't know if you heard the new shit that he about to drop, but it's crazy.
Not yet, because he said he was retiring and then... You know.
Nobody got it though. He's retiring from rap. He's switching over. Like, he's giving you more of his soft side. You know, that's he's not, like, you know, he's just chilling on the, because he's, one thing about the nigga can rap.
No, he's dope.
Wi-Fi can rap.
He's dope.
But he's just like, yo, I'm not rapping. Like, I'm about to touch onto my soft side. I felt that. Cause I heard his shit. I heard his music.
Yeah. No, he's dope. So on your Instagram, you get real sexy on it. You wear thongs and, you know, everything else like that.
What thong? When you see me in a thong?
Want me to show you?
Show me the thong.
Hold on.
I want to see the thong. Please show me when I had a thong on.
Boom.
That's
That's not a thong.
That's not a thong. That's
on
a
now.
little cheeky
Come
bikini.
on. What's the difference between this and a thong? Seriously.
A thong is like you would have seen more ass cheek. You only see below the ass cheeks. And when you see a little bit
there's a
under
few inches
cheek,
of ass cheek that's not shown with that underwear, but other than that.
yeah, if you go to Victoria's Secret or anything wear like that, like they're gonna show you the different types of underwear. And you're gonna see the difference between a thong and some cheekies.
This is not a thong either?
No, that's a cheeky bathing suit.
All right.
It's just up my ass a little bit.
I give up. All right,
Feel
you
me?
win.
My shit get hefty, so it's like sucking up the little cheek. My shit get thick, so you know.
I mean, have you always been like really comfortable with your body like that, or did that kind of come over time?
Yeah, I always been comfortable. You know, I don't know, when I started, I had little braids. I ain't give a fuck. Like, you're gonna love me for me. You're gonna love me for me, or you're not gonna love me at all. Because I already know off rip, if you're not gonna accept me for who I am in the beginning, then how can you accept me for who I am? You know, like, cause, like, yeah, nah, I'm lit.
Yeah. Well, I really like the fact that you're all natural also. That, you know, in this industry right now, where I feel like certain girls feel like they have to get a bunch of plastic surgery in order to get hot. Because, you know, Nicki laid a bunch of groundwork. And, you know, Nicki got to the top. You know, you could say Nicki was the biggest female rapper of all time. Right? Mm-hmm. Very good argument for
Before Nicki, though, like, we're not gonna make it seem like Nicki was the one who was, you know, the person who made, like, Victoria's Secret by having runway fashion models and Playboy's been out for as long as we can imagine. And first thing you see is big ass titties, right?
Right.
So we not gonna, you know, just because motherfuckers is like ass now, they just been getting their body done since before my mom was born. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just this thing that it just becomes a trend. But at the same time, I feel like do it makes you happy. You feel me? If you want to get your body done and you want to fix whatever it is, like, my opinion is to try the first way. And the first way is the healthy way, whether if you're working out, getting on a diet, trying to go ahead of that. If you just can't do it and find the drive to do that, then, and you got the money to pay for the body done, get it. But just understand the risks. As long as you understand the risks that come with it and understand health is wealth, live that shit. You know what I'm saying? Own that shit. Make sure you keep up with that shit and do what the fuck you got to do to make sure nothing happens. And, you know, that's just all it is. Because there's times where I run around the house like, damn, like, if I got my ass done, like, sheesh, I'll be like, you know what I'm saying? My titties is little. Like, I'd be like, if I had a little, I'd be like, should I go to the doctor and get my titties done? But I'll never do it. But it's fun. Like, it's like going to get your nails done. Like, it's so fucking easy.
Oh, it's a little different than that.
It's different, but it's so easy. Like, you could just walk in and get your fucking ass done. You walk in and get your titties done. Like, now you're just like, boom. Tomorrow you're fucking like, yesterday you was looking like, and now you're like, come on, it's life.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you though, every girl I've ever known that got plastic surgery has always regretted it.
Me too.
Every last one. And the reason is that it starts a roller coaster, right? You get something done and it's usually pretty good the first time. Then you're like, well, let me get a little more done. Because I got lipo, but my stomach's a little lumpy, so let me just go and redo that.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you're 6-7 surgeries in, and you know, you're fixing other shit and stuff's leaking and everything else like that.
You get influenced as hell. Like, once you tap into that side, you know, these doctors is like, girl, let me make you into a motherfucking, they like, you know what I could do with your body? I could make you into this. And they're like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got money, whatever. And half of these bitches don't even pay for it. So when it's free,
right? Because they're doing
it's like,
paying
come
for
on,
it.
yeah. Like, but like I said, if you go to the right person, you get it done. You know what I'm saying? And they read you the risk properly. You understand them. It will make you happy. I'm all for it. I feel like it is what it is. I honestly think. Like, I feel like the bitches with the big butts, like for example, Nicki Minaj, like, it works for her. Like, she actually look popping. Like, in her shit when she wear no clothes and she's shaking it and moving and all that. Like, it actually looks good on her compared to like if I go to a strip club or some shit like that and I see somebody and I'm just like, I don't know, it look a little falling over or whatever. But Nicki probably was able, like she had the money and it was able to take care of whatever she needed to take care of. And she owned that shit. And before she had that shit, she was the shit. So that's another thing. When you already knew you was bad, you already could just sit here and be like, yo, don't make it seem like I wasn't lit already. That's another thing. Like, I respect that shit too. I feel like that's important.
Yeah, no, I remember running into Nicki before all that got done. And she was already a hot New York artist.
She's been bad.
She was on the Come Up DVD and she was spitting and people were fucking with her. I personally think she would have done just as well without it.
Same.
Personally.
Same.
I think she would have done
with or
just
without
as
it,
well.
She would have just as well, for sure.
You know.
But at the same time, too, I like her with it. Like, now that she's with it, I don't want to see her without it. Feel me? Like, I love her. Like, I love when she's, like, in them shits in the bubbles and her ass is just, like, moving up and down. Like, I be wishing, you know, like, I had the fucking balls to go and cross over and do that shit. Like, for real. I just don't.
Yeah.
But I do sometimes wish I did.